So the Sacred Rocks give you a boon every time that you score enough points on them. They function like a statue, but you can bank up sealed boons. I have acquired 5, so I'm looking forward to bringing 5 boons into the next island, or maybe not the next, but whichever island I feel so called to spend them on. But also, this island's gone pretty well, and I wanted to show off the Precious boon. The next place building earns +1 points for every building that it normally does not interact with. So negatives stay negative. Existing positives stay existing positives. But I've been holding this hut for quite a while, and you see Precious is kind of pretty, firstly. And secondly, is going to give me a pretty sizable score here. So as far as boon value, I think this will get better later and later and later in the run. This is only Island 4, so my runway still isn't very long yet. And it's still giving me, we'll say this is 30. I don't want to look too much, but still taking me from 30 to 125, so just about 100 points. 95, actually. And full send. Got a 29. 22. I won't be able to get another boon out of it, so no need to even consider that. Seems like 29 is probably my best shot. This is kind of a wild island. I'm glad I did not record it because it took quite a while and I was playing slowly while chatting with some friends, but also looking forward to future islands expanding like this too. There was a 29. Wasn't there? Ah. Wait, is that another building? Oh, I didn't even think to look. That's funny. Alright, well I probably could have placed it in a better way to give me another 15, 20. 20 feels like that might be as good as I'm getting, so. Alright, and now I'm good to move on. So taking 5 sealed boons into the next island. Let's see how many between island points I get. $20,200. 26. Okay, only about 6,000. I gotta up my nature interactions game. That's where I'm losing all my points. I do have these 3 rerolls as well. So Sacred Rocks are cool. I also... The Aviary is interesting. It's a building that once you've scored points on it, you can carry it with those points into future islands, which does appeal to me. I like the Sacred Rocks, though. I don't know if I'm ready for the temple yet. The temple is a whole experience. You gotta plan around the temple. But I do like it. It is high scoring. Alright, let's do it. Tropical should be a fun island too. Ooh, this seems like it has potential. Not a lot of wall plateau action, but we'll see what we can do. Hello everyone, this is Connor, and we're back with more Islanders New Shores. Now we're continuing my first high score run on my pre-release copy of the game, and I have a war chest. I have these 5 sealed boons. I've been thinking about it, and I think I actually do want to save them. I think this is going to be a good island either way, and I think I'd like to save them for a future island when I have more stuff unlocked, more score potential, just to like really elevate one island. I want to just absolutely dunk on something. So Not planning on using those sealed boons, but I also have a temple and a flat island here. I have a rare mineral. This is my first time playing with this, like the equivalent of a gold mine from the first game, I assume. And I have 3 sacred rocks. I think the demo sacred rock island that I played had 4, so maybe it's a difference between island types or something, but I also have these rerolls, which I'm going to save for problem situations or for rerolling islands to get an island that I am pleased with. That's a more impactful decision than rerolling like one building pack. So initially talking about this island, obviously we have good lumber, especially over here. There are 3 sacred rocks, which as a refresher or reminder or explanation, function kind of like a statue where every building will score some points off of them. And then once you've scored them enough times, they break apart, leaving an empty space, and also reward you a one-time 40-point boost. So that's nice, but since these are sort of temporary statues, I think it's obvious that my city is going to be clustered in this area. There's also big flat areas over here, which I'll be able to do something with, I hope. But having the little statue boons here from the Sacred Rocks is going to be impactful. If I'm assuming, this looks like this is the biggest one, this is second largest, and this is smallest in terms of the area around the statue. So my city would most naturally end up here. City is going to be the largest in footprint, and if that's the case, then I want to put my seaweed farms over here so that they can be detected by city centers. So I think I'm going to place my first one somewhere about here, and then the second one somewhere about here whenever I get it. So let's go far out and place everything I got. That could possibly detect, so I'll leave a little space there. I think Brickmaker will actually be good with how much sand I have available. Now, if I can get a reasonably good score over here, yeah, okay. I'd rather stay over here. I'd rather just keep things more centralized. Maybe I'll do like parks and Hermitage over there, but at least for right now, we're just gonna take some high scores through here. Should be pretty easy to... wonder if I can get that statue twice without getting any negatives. Let's try it. So 16 is okay. There's also a 17. 18 is good though. 18 is what I'm looking for. And that. So then this would need to... maybe not. Maybe it's not quite possible without a negative. That's fine though. I'll just take a single -4. I'm not even bothered by that, to be honest. But now knowing that I don't have a double, I think I'm going to be a little smarter about where my minus is. So now I can take this 17. Dang, it sucks that was 1 point short. So let me just do a little better job, and then I should be good. So this could get up to an 11. 11 would be the maximum without touching the statue. So if I do touch 12... Did I previously have 12 and 18? Is that what underscored me? 12 and 17? Okay, so if I can just find an 18 here, that will do it. Might not be possible, but... Aha! Alright. Obviously take city pack, don't get a second city center, classic. Could place this. I think I will need 2 buildings, so I'll do that and then this, and then maybe, yeah, like a mansion or 2. Okay. Now, in terms of where relative to this stone I want to place it, we got to remember the stone is not a statue, it will shatter. So once it breaks, I'm going to want this to be as central as possible. Right here has, oh yeah, that's really good space utilization. I will go with that. And I'm going to want my mansions to trend this direction towards the metal and to also be grouped up. So even more so than normal where the circus incentivizes you to group your houses and mansions separately, because there's going to be a jeweler on this island, I presume. It's even more important to group these building types together. We'll start out with one of these. Great, and you can see this rock is filling up. There's like a little progress bar in the middle compared to this one, which is similarly full, compared to this one, which is empty. Let's go with lumber. And I don't think this will be enough by itself, but 22 is nice, and this is not like a super high value spot. I could take this slightly smaller 21. It does already kill a tree though, which is not my vibe. And then I think it's just back to mansions. Obviously we would love to have like a hermit down or something before getting into this, but not always possible. You gotta play with what you're handed. And in that case, in this case, that's gonna be mansions. I bet there's a way to place 2 here. Just need to be thoughtful about it. I mean, maybe it's even just... I mean, that doesn't... Oh, that does fit. Okay, so that's just going to be where it is. Great. The one right there, and one right there. This is why I will never, ever, ever get the fewest undos points. It's simply not possible for a guy like me. That's further out than it needs to be. That's really close. Not quite. Huzzah. And this is actually almost busted, so I think yeah, plus 40 points on the next one. The 40-point boon, it's not really technically a boon, but you know what I mean. The 40-point boost is really valuable early on because it unlocks more buildings without spending the ones you've got. And especially in my case where I have Fortune Teller in my building unlock pool. That does seem valuable. Okay, so I get a 16 that touches both. I'm not concerned with being able to break these eventually, but maybe breaking them earlier is good as well. So even though there is like a 17 without that penalty, I think I will take a 16 just to get one ping on both of those. Now we get to the question of the temple. So where is my temple eventually going to be? Now, that's a great question, and I don't have a good answer. This is the tallest cliff, but it's far away from my rocks. I could potentially... This plus 40 you can just kind of ignore. I'm just thinking about placement. So my plateaus are going to be a big point source for the temple. Maybe I should just assume that I'm fitting a plateau right here and then leaving it for the temple. I think that's not unreasonable. So maybe I play with that mindset. I do have kind of limited options for mason placement around here, and placing someone like here is fine, but then keep in mind I won't be able to clip a plateau into that anymore. Over here gives me a lot more of a clear cliff edge to work with. Then I can put the plateau here-ish, and then surround it with buildings eventually. It's kind of getting near the lumber, though. I think right here we'll have trouble because it'll clip into this. So let's go over here with the temple. I don't know though. 21 points now is consequential, and I won't be able to put more masons here without lining this edge, which means that the plateau actually has to go here, which is even further away from my city. So maybe I'm going to place these along this cliff here. Huzzah. And then try and get a plateau fit in right there. And maybe I'll be able to do some wall plateau shenanigans. I'm kind of just assuming this island is too flat to allow much in the way of wall plateau. That was a good unlock. Do I want to wait for my next boon and hope to get neighborly? Because if I get neighborly, I'm just slamming this thing like right here or something. I think I do wait if I am able to. So I can do this still. I'm just gonna turn that audio down just a little bit. Okay. I don't even know exactly how it's recording relative to my voice, but I want to make sure that you can hear me and I don't want to yell. So these are +5 +4. So yeah, Mason first. And then get a 23. I do like clustering these up, even taking the negative. And then for my remaining points, could just go for one of these. Yeah, that actually seems good. The only thing I was considering is placing it closer, actually, but I think I might end up covering this whole area with city, so. I like... I guess let's go brewing. Well, I don't like... I think fields are a likelier building than brew fields, but maybe I can do some fancy fields and park stuff. I have plenty of space on this island, so let's lean into that. Okay, this is almost busted already. So I might have a good opportunity. This will be minus on the temple, so I had to be careful about that. That +40 feels like it will be impactful. Because I could go over here and then cover this little area in fields. This also places it in a cluster with other production buildings for the purpose of warehouses. Okay, let's try that. I do want a 19, and preferably one that fits a little closer in. Yeah, there we go. All right, and those 40 points should make it relatively easy for me to get more buildings without spending all this value. Try not to take out trees or flowers here, as long as I can avoid it. Shaman is a great get. Second City Center is a great get. Now I'm really looking for Neighborly. I might even re-roll for it, because 3 City Centers with Neighborly is going to be buku points. The Shaman is also going to be really high scoring. Love to see it. This 33 is almost certainly better long-term than that 35. There's also some mediocre ones around here, but I think a 33 is more than good enough. Might... Nah, I don't think it's getting any better than that. This can eventually be out here, but I'm still waiting for a second seaweed farm to place these fields. So what is the least wasteful thing to place next? Maybe even the lighthouse. It's kind of odd, but I need 29 points. I don't want to place the city centers until seeing this boon. The mansions won't be able to reach all the way over. I could just start with houses, but again, there might be 2 more city centers in here, so I think it actually is lighthouse. It's kind of odd, but it's only going to be like, maybe 12 more points total if I hold it for a bunch more seaweed, so I guess let's just take a... Well, I was going to just take that 38, but I want to give at least a consideration to placing it more on land, because things like the fish kite. But nah, these aren't very good. Okay. So I'll just take a relatively close 38. That'll give me more buildings. Okay, these will necessitate me placing into some of my city stuff. It's unfortunate, but that's how it goes. So I don't think that's the play. I don't want to eat the negatives. I mean, I guess I could just place the seaweed, or I could place like one city center not all clustered up, sort of future-proofing for when my city expands over here. I guess let's do that. That is like justifiable as a good play. I can explain why I'm doing it. I'm not sure it's good, but but I can make a case. Okay, and I still need a lot of points. So I guess it is... Oh, we're so close here, though. I think if I unlock it, I can then undo the building and still have the boon. So let's just get 27. And then, okay, score and pressures. These are both good. Do I want to re-roll and try and get neighborly, just to place one more city center in here? I think I'm okay re-rolling once. Yeah. Hey! Look, play well, get rewarded. That's what I'm saying. I guess I do just want them as close together as possible. Even though I've already taken up some of the adjoining space. Maybe I place it in exactly one building length. So I can do like that sort of thing. And then take a 20. Leaving mansion space in there for the L shape that I don't have yet. Okay, now I gotta be savvy with my rerolls. So I do want to spend this war chest soonish, and I think converting it into a second war chest is going to be the funniest way to do that. So, 13s all around, a 14 that's closer in. Yeah, we like that. Actually, can I get it going the other way? Yeah, that seems even better, just a little closer to the mainland. Fisher's already going to be 26. You love to see it. That might actually be the play. Can I get a 27? No, those fields are a little too nestled. Okay, 26, quite close in. And now I think it's just mansions and houses. I already have good mansions in a lot of places around here. Just want to confirm that. Yeah, okay, that space looks good to me. So yeah, let's take a 22. You love to see it. This is just clearly linearly better, because it might let me place a second one. Not that shape, but maybe a different shape. Plateau! Now, as described, I would love to just fit this in here in a way that my temple can sit on, so I guess I'm going to cheat it in to the stone, and then check temple. Okay, the temple might be just too wide. Let me try a little less cheated in. Okay. Slightly problematic twist of events. Not horrible, just, you know, slightly problematic. I can't clip up on that, which is fine. Oh, I can clip up here, though. That's silly, but I wonder if I can place under that. Oh, no, because you can literally see it's risen up. That's interesting. Okay, but this is too far away to get the masons anyway. So those 3 masons could just be a wash. That would be unideal. It is 60 points. This is probably stronger, and then just fill this area with houses, because I need to shift my houses away from my mansions anyway. They won't be as near the city centers, but that's what it is. I can also maybe leave this space for my next plateau, or I can place this as my first plateau. Oh, wait a minute. That looks really good. That looks high. Yeah, okay, okay. That got up tall enough that I was able to utilize it. Good. Good, good. Now, final check. Yeah, it's even wide enough to fit this gap here. Not quite a whole building, but more than a building. That's cool. All right, so this plateau is now claimed space for my eventual temple, and this strategy is so far working. Next placement, I think, has to be mansions or houses, and we love to see score of 19 or 20 already on these. I mean, come on. I think I'm going to try and put a square there and a square here, so let's just take the 12. Yeah, I don't actually think my improved placement here ended up mattering, meaning that it was not improved. And we do hate just a 13. Maybe it's time to swap over to being house pilled, house maxing. I could place this a little further in to try not to waste any space. So if I place it like this, I'm creating one space worth of air gap, versus if I place it like that, I don't leave enough space to place another building, so that's bad. Could go even further over. Like just take that sort of placement and then leave myself things like this, which are plenty far over. Okay, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Cool, that was a good little drop. We love to see nature interactions. Nature interactions are profitable. So low ground 16, high ground 17. Let's take a 17. I guess actually let me look over here just to double check. Yeah, 17 looks like probably the play, but 15 is not bad. So I have other options once I run out of convenient placements over here. We love a 13-point field. Not high value buildings yet, but we will see. Mason next. Interesting, I could just go over here. Might be better. Or if I should neighborly this for 12 points. I think I can do better than that, but it's worth keeping in mind that I do still have a neighborly. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. I mean, I might be able to get the increased area boon, which would be big. I don't know if I want to play for it, but by which I mean I don't know if I want to make a decision that is mediocre if I don't accomplish that. So it's 10. Yeah, okay. I guess avoiding those masons is valuable. Okay. That does mean I will not be tagging it with this brickyard, but that's fine. That's 5 points I'm okay missing out on. So we just take the really clustered up 21, I guess. It even has to be positioned in that way. Okay. And now it's back to houses. That's the energy right now. See, that doesn't leave me many options. Could also place this, which means that that little narrow gap has to be one exact shape. It just has to be the little L. Could take this, which does kind of limit what else I can place and its lower scoring. I guess let's just take this and then do a little L out, but place this one in a smarter spot. I don't know if any of that would be comprehensible to someone who's not living in my brain right now. I'm just imagining what shapes of house will fit in here next time. Hopefully that was clear enough. Oh, that's bad, sadly. I can do this instead, though. And then I can place this here, and then I make a little L. Yeah, this is fine. Second mill already feels powerful. Feels like I should be able to get some value out of this one. You know what, I'm going to hold it, because I don't think that many fields are going to touch it, so I want to be able to place the fields first. And we have a 42 now versus a 43 right here. 43 is a lot. And this space is a little bigger than is needed for that, but not much. I think I want to do a few more mansions around here before I do fountain. So I need another city center or maybe a shaman to accomplish moving up onto this high ground or that low ground or something. Huts already suck. I have so much industry over here. But maybe... yeah, I mean, like a 21 isn't actually bad. It's not ideal, but let's settle into some houses. Tempting to just play up onto here with my houses. I think I can do better, though. I changed my mind. I can't do better. Yeah, I mean, even like a 12 is just not exactly what I'm looking for already. 20 is good, though. Okay. One more building. It might be something like this. Something like this. Might just be a house. One of these 13 mansions I'm holding. Yeah, there's so many buildings, like a plateau, a shaman, another city center, that would make the mansions better. So I think I do need to hold the mansions for just a little bit longer. Okay, I was worried that actually was not going to fit. It's not ideal, but I don't know how I'd be boosting the score in that region otherwise. I guess I could actually do some smart things over here instead. I'm not really being thoughtful enough about the full scope of the island, perhaps. Tower's good. Decent distribution of buildings. Nothing that is really gonna set me up for success, but that's fine. Not every building can be a winner, you know. Lots of options. $11.18. And if I place this, I wonder, did I just do a little? I did, okay. So that'll go there alternately. So this should be a safe placement. So then I can place the next one in there. And now I think I do have to kill some flowers. Kills 2 flowers. I'm not sure if I'd have a resort, not resort, sorry, a hermitage or a shaman over here. Man, it took me forever to come up with that word. Okay. More buildings, still nothing to boost my mansions, so I'm going to have to hold them for just a little bit longer. And these are starting to hit the point where I might not be comfortable eating the negatives anymore. It might be time to play like a 29 up here or 14 over here, start working down this rock. I guess to that credit, I could just start slam 1 fountain and then start filling this area with parks. It's not bad. I might even place the fountain like here on the idea that mansions might end up touching it eventually. Increase area or add terrace. These are both really good. I'm going to take the increase area because I'm curious to see how hard I can make a temple pop off with it. I'm already at 238 and I put like essentially no effort into it. So that's going to be a huge, well, essentially no effort as in I'm still so early in the island. I have obviously been building for it, but I haven't given up a lot to do that. And that's going to be a huge score boost between islands as well. My cluster of industry buildings has been successful. 58 is kind of wicked, actually. Good score. I'm gonna just act like none of this exists and go right back to parks. I think I can get 40 points, and that'll make a big difference. I think another line will fit in there, so I really don't want to obstruct it. But I do want those 40 points. Okay, cool. I like Fortune Teller. I'm still getting 6 buildings per round, and it's already 102. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now that I know I have Fortune Teller, I can start optimizing for high-value building placements. And I think I'm still inclined to wait on expanding my mansions until I get 1 more score booster for them. I don't want to place a bunch of parks or seaweed fields, so basically all of this is locked up. The hut I could do, like a disappointing 21 somewhere. I mean, 21's not awful. It's not exactly what dreams are made of, but sometimes you take what you get. 17 versus 15 in a worse spot. Neither will be tagged by, well, I mean, I might end up placing a second warehouse over here eventually, so I guess let's keep that in mind. Let's plan on warehousing next. So that means I should place my brickyard, my sawmill. My mill itself won't be close enough to matter unless I want to place a mill for this purpose, which is going to be an additional 7 points. So currently my mill's 30, and those are +3 each, right? Or +4. So it's going to be like a 30, maybe a 42. Versus over here I can get 19. Like a bad 21. Bad as in it's going to end up hurting my temple. Okay, let's not do the mill. Let's do the mill over here as we were originally planning. So I do want to place sawmill and brickyard though. So sawmill can... I don't want to interfere with the hermitage, but I also don't want to eat that -12. That's big. Maybe just like here. And then let's try and memorize how big this detection is so I can follow it. Okay. Basically nothing closer than that sawmill. The sawmill is already as far over as I'm allowed. Okay. Memorized. Then a 13, tagging everything relevant, just eating 24 minus points. Or a 14 with no minuses. Bunch of options to lose points. Honestly, the 13 might be a problem for the temple, though. No, not quite. Okay. And my plan all along was this guy. So that's what I'm going to place next. I need to get some more score boosters for my houses and stuff. I mean, I know that I have this area that I can start filling in, but... Ooh, not great. Not awful. Not great. Yeah, like my mansions up here are just bad. And even my houses are mediocre if placeable. Weird that that's not, I guess because of how this is shaped, but I would think that the length of the building along the side here is the same for the... Okay, there we go. I was about to say, I think this should be placeable. The vibe is placeable. This one I'm not as sure about. That feels a little more suspicious, but... Hey, great. Love to see it. That's a 14. Alternately, I can take an 18 that's just flat out better. You love to see it. If I place it far enough back to get a second building tucked into here, I lose the points. So, gotta place it where it scores. I think I do value a point enough to do that. 105. Okay, I don't want to place a ton of buildings, but I'm still not near to finishing the island, really, so I'm still going to be getting 6 buildings for a little bit longer. Now that I have 2 mills, I probably do place one. Although, I don't know, 18 is not the most tempting score. I can probably get better just like, yeah. This is the challenge of the fortune teller. It really is. I don't want to deliberate on this for too long, so I might just take a 45. And then whenever I place a couple mansions up here, they'll be able to tag it, and the ones down here, I'm losing out on a few points. That's definitely the fewest building ways to get around without doing like tower or temple or something truly ill-considered. 34. Yeah, I have lots of good fountain spots. If only I had lots of fountains. We'll do 43. Into 17. Okay, second plateau is what I was looking for to build into this region. So I can get 24. I could also instead mostly place it for score if I can find some place around here. I might be able to even boost the temple. I might have blocked myself just a little too hard with this Unfortunate lumberjack. I don't think that's going to be detected, but I do want to check. Okay, so it is. So that is 25 points extra. And it'll give me a few good mansions like that. Not a lot, though. Probably only 2 or 3. I don't think I can afford to do that yet, but let's keep it in mind for maybe my next one. And instead, let's just place right here. Didn't even kill the flowers. And now I have some better scoring mansions around here. Yeah, we love an 18. 18 is an excellent score for a mansion under these circumstances. We will take those. There's gonna be some good houses up here too. Just trying to focus on keeping my mansions clustered up. Now, this is a potentially contentious placement, but I think it'll be functional still. So 236 versus 226, yeah. Excellent, and that's 19 more points. Glad I waited on these. Getting just the extra, like, 6 points on many of these is making a substantial difference, I would say. And we get our terrace. Huzzah! Alright, so I'm assuming temples like them? Temples do not care. Cool. So there has to be some slick placement in here. I can place it over top. I really do need to be careful with placing these kind of mid-value... Like, I placed this just to score off the warehouse, but now it's blocked a couple of much more potentially lucrative placements. So this would be good for mansions. This would be good for houses, not the temple. There has to be some tricksy way to make this work. Dang, that is disappointing. That's on me. This was a bad placement. I need to just not encroach into my perfectly nice temple area. Now I think nothing I place up there is going to be temple detectable, which is kind of important to me. I do want to get one really high scoring temple for the between round points. So let me dig around just for a little bit longer to see if I can find some legal terrace around here. And if not, we will take what we can get. Disappointing, but it does happen. It's too far away. Probably creates a good scoring little zone there, but let's keep everything together. And as always, terraces are not great for mansions just because of the detection radius. I mean, if I'm not going to be scoring it anyway, I kind of may as well place it somewhere better for houses. It's not much better, though. If I could keep it as low as possible, that's also probably desirable. Oh, this is probably a killer building to use the Precious boon on. I didn't even think about that, but like, it has such a huge detection radius. You know, I'm kind of close to a boon. I could get Precious, I could get Duplicate, and then these three would be easy to place. That's compelling. I am going to attempt that just once. I'm just going to hold this terrace for one round, and if I don't, or for one boon, and if I don't get the boon, then I'll just place this here, and that's still high value, and I'm pleased with it and everything. Continues to go up in value. Love to see it. I was doing mansion things, but if I want to continue increasing the power of the fortune teller, maybe I don't. Maybe I just place it. Can I make 110 points in 6 buildings or less? Not without placing stuff I'm not ready to. I could place the terrace, which is another, call it like 12-point boost on the fortune teller to place the terrace now, just with how many raw points it gives me. Could also, I could do just like a terrace and a fountain, and that by itself probably gets me more buildings. I mean, that's probably just the move. All of my fanciness with duplicating it. It would be a really high payout, but I think it's a high enough benefit to get either a duplicate or a Precious. It took me forever to come up with that boon name. Either duplicate or a Precious would really increase this terrace value. So for right now, I think I'm going to do one more score loop. Oh, I mean, it's just so many points. Nah, there's so many boons that would not be impacted by this at all. Cool. And then, yeah, like a 17, we love to see it. An 18. And, oh, actually that 17 I placed could have gone here pretty profitably. Let's keep that in mind for the next one. Let's. How did y'all let me forget that? the royal let's, you know. These aren't good. Maybe a house. My one house. Maybe the field, actually. Precious metal pack. First time seeing that. Cool. So 30 points, 10 for the market, 8 for the aviary or whatever it's called. And then mostly just loves mansions. Precious metal mine, likes warehouses, precious metals. Yeah, simple. Okay. It's exactly what I expected it to be. And it's currently 40 points. What does the temple say about it? Temple does not care about the jeweler, does dislike the mine. That's fine with me. That feels right. So I guess let's leave this spot for 40. Like, that seems like it's probably just about everything I can tag. And if I'm placing it here, then it doesn't matter where the mine goes. So go. Actually, I do like it just right there. And then a boon. Please don't be duplicate. Please don't be precious. Shrink or blossom. I'm going to take blossom. I think there's enough trees and space. And, you know, shrink is better when you have pretty limited space. 32 is good. 26 in an area that I think is much likelier to have a hermitage is probably better. Yeah. We like a 28. That's pretty good. Now I'm already at 114, and I have 9 mansions to place before I lay this thing, so that's not going down soon. And honestly, the fountain shouldn't either, because it should be up here, and that should be boosted by houses, which I'm not placing yet. The dependencies are rough on this one. Do one of those. I'm trying to be conservative with how many buildings I place, but I do need to score points. I am trying to proceed in the game, you understand. That would be bad for the jeweler. It's wild this is still a 15, just because it's getting so many normal houses. Okay, if I take that 20, is that gonna penalize me? Yeah. I'm not willing to do that. Maybe instead I... Yeah, it's just too high up to tag anything. Shame. These mansions do not inspire me. The next shape is not the one I need. Lots of mediocre buildings. I could kind of assume I'm getting a second fountain to place up here, and then just place this one now for point scoring. So there's a 34 or a 40 that takes a pretty good mansion spot, but let's do it. No, that's almost certainly wrong. This is complex. Sorry, I will place a building soonish. There's just so many factors to consider. I'm saving so many things, and I want to do well on this island. I feel like this is a really good start. So this loses 1 point for every further house that I try and place near it. So realistically, this is going to be like 8 to 10 points off. Seems like less of an impact than the other things I've been considering. And I get to actually place a building, which is something I've been looking to do. Okay. City center is good. Can I get 110 points in 5 buildings or fewer? I think so. Especially because I can do something like this using my last neighborly. I mean, this is probably better. It does kind of block my ability to slide buildings in on this side path, but that's not like a high priority. I can also take a 41 in a worse spot, or a 43 in a pretty good spot. I mean, this 43 over here would help a bunch of houses that fill in this area. That 43 is not bad. Do I think this is 15 points more valuable? I really do. That's only like 3 mansions touching it. 3 mansions. Yeah. And it's already, better for the temple. So that's good. That's a pretty good market, too. If I decide I don't want to place houses up there, because I don't have that many houses. The whole first game strategy of just covering every elevated platform in houses is kind of devalued by there just being so many fewer houses. We're going to look at that, and then promptly backspace it, I believe. Yeah. Okay, now that this city center is here, I have more tempting huts. 26 that doesn't kill any trees. Feels pretty good. I think this might be looking at my buildings, trying to maximize the fortune teller value. I think this is the play. Mountain Shrine is nowhere good to go. I guess up here feels pretty good. I'm curious if the expanded area on the Mountain Shrine raises it. I can't quite tell. I guess it must. How else would it extend the area? But yeah, it turns out this is actually a better building to put up here because there are so many trees, and that will score nature interaction points between islands too. So markets are at an all-time low. Market stonks are dropping. Now, can I get 104 points in 6 buildings or fewer? I could just place the Mountain Shrine, but obviously its value is going up. Placing it now is worth like 15 points on the fortune teller. I think its value will go up by more than 15 if I hold it, though. And I could do a market if I have a market space that I like. And I guess it is probably just going to be something over here, like a 49. It's not exactly what I'm looking for, honestly. Yeah, these markets are just going to be bad. I guess there's like a 31, too. I actually think it is fortune teller time. Then I can stop worrying about placement order as much. So this hates fortune tellers. Okay, so don't place it near all of that mess. 52 seems like it might be my best bet. Even this is like 50, yeah. Okay, so I do want to make sure I can still place that mansion in there, because I did identify that this shape flipped will touch the shaman. So this goes this 152. That's my first 150 point building. Kind of shameful, honestly. All right, we like Hermitage. 2 Hermitages too. Double hermed up. Yeah, there's going to be lots of good placements around here. I guess I'm going to start digging into the strategic park reserve. I think that's my next direction. Taking out that tree is unfortunate, but will have to happen at some point. And mansions and houses. Always back to mansions and houses. So we have a 19 over here versus lower cost 17. Thought that 21 would still be achievable, but looks like no. Okay, lots of decent placements. Could go ahead and take this 16 that is shape exclusive. And then back-to-back squares. That's interesting. Just going to double check that placement still allows... Oh, actually I have a lot of leeway there, so I should shift this over quite a bit. It's more like... no, let's get the 18. More like here, and then that tree just slightly blocking my view is annoying. I'm certain this does fit in this space. It's just not letting me place it because I have to wiggle it. The 18 is pretty far over, honestly. think that is the absolute best I can do with leaving room. Doesn't fit. Okay. Like, when you actually look at where this is going to end up being placed, it obviously does fit, but you need to wiggle it in. Shame. Let's take the furthest out 16 then. Did I screw myself with that? How does this not work? Oh. Oh, I wonder if the whole time it was this lip I was catching on, because this is not solid and this is. Like, there actually is a corner there. Yeah, I bet that's what I was doing. I mean, no big deal, honestly. Like, even by my standards, not too relevant. Second temple. Again, I forgot to plan for it, but this time we can get some score up here. That terrace is really in demand. It's like 4 buildings I want to put up there. Also, these houses are a bad idea, I now realize, because of my jeweler. There is so much going on to think about. Dang it. Okay. Well, before I mess it up any further, let's just get to some mansions. So I'm going to save a square one to put up there. Use all the space. Place this, and then double check the jeweler. Okay. Square one, like I said, can go up here. This shape, like I said, can go over here. Love it, love it. Various 11s, not too tempting. That's not going to get reached by the jeweler, and that's what I'm building for right now, is just to place my jeweler. That's my next goal. I'm also about to get a boon, so maybe I just unlock that just to see what... Okay, I guess the points actually need to come in. Ooh, okay, well obviously it's not travel, so it's a free level up. I'm not going to re-roll that, and a level up is already worth like 125 points. Less than the terrace, but more than the bloom, we'll say. 57. Whew. That is a lot of damn points. And it's actually every ray but one is being blocked. All those detection rays. I think there is an achievement for placing a shaman where every ray is blocked. Yeah, there we go. Obviously, I'm not going to leave that placed, but, you know. Alternately, I can take like a 26. That's going to boost a ton of buildings. 28. 49. 49? And it's in a good spot. 51? There's lots of 50s through here, actually. Yeah, I mean, that's a good spot and 53 points. Like, that's going to be hard for me to pass up. A decent spot, maybe. Not like a super good spot, but good enough. That shape... Oh, it's the wrong way. Okay. I'm keeping an eye out for whatever building I want to place here, but... Take the wall, because we are still mansion-pilled, or not mansion-pilled. We are still temple-pilled, temple maxers. 17, or hook up the other way with a bigger building. I mean, honestly, let's just take the 17. I'm not exactly cramped on space for my houses. And then a 23? I mean, come on. kind of like the weird 21. It's a shame the normal one still scores, but... Oh, come on. Wiggle in. You're going. You're going. Ah. It will accept this. If I just prompt it for long enough, it'll keep wiggling. Come on. That's truly ridiculous. I mean, that is completely in line there. You love to see it. I'll take it, but probably shouldn't work. I'm not gonna fight it, though. I think we're mostly waiting for masons at this point. I can fit a few more, like houses and mansions and whatnot, around on these various ledges, but allegedly. That's a 10-pointer. Oh, these houses are bad because of the I need to do the mansions now. I need to just get this down on the ground before I forget it again. Need to get the jeweler placed. So I keep gutting my jeweler's scoring potential, which is not fair to it. It's a good building. Maybe I don't even want to do that fancy wiggle. Maybe I just want to place a 16-point mansion. Well, let's do maybe a couple more of these good parks. Because I have 11 of them, and they're going to boost the good mansions, so... Yeah, I like a 13, and this does finally kill that tree, which I've been avoiding killing for all this time. So let's place a couple more that don't kill the tree first. Score everything we can off of every tree here before I eventually destroy it. I wonder how that impacts. Increase area temples up to 331. Yeah, okay, so it's just a 5-point boost. And it's a 20-point park. I mean, I'm okay with that. I'll take it. And then place these lined up. Yeah, that looks perfect. Monument, already 89 points, and I have 7 more parks in storage already. I am covering more of this island than I expected. I might need all this space over here, because I've got some building still. I've got 2 more boons coming, 1 increase area, 1 level up. I don't want to break into the war chest. Still have never gotten a second seaweed farm, which is a little ridiculous. Okay, so now that I have all these parks that I like down, I can do a couple higher scoring mansions as well. Okay, I don't want to kill any trees. And I guess I'll do that. That seems like it'll probably happen at some point, so may as well do it now. And do I want to wiggle a mansion here? Was the house 20? Yeah, I'll do the house instead. Or maybe I just take the house up here and I do wiggle the mansion in? Like maybe there's so many valuable house spots that I don't need to prioritize them as much. 4 more rerolls would be nice, but a wall platform is a wall platform. Where am I gonna put it? Maybe it'll go here over top of these lumberjacks. Maybe it'll go off of here. Once I make this decision, I can't take backsies it, and there might be like no good spot. I mean, I guess I could put it here and just put the market there or something, like just as a way to create more land. It's probably worth it. I do like the rerolls, but let's see if we can make this work. So as a fallback, I do have some options here. Yep, nothing good here. Okay. There's gonna be like just straight up no place to put this, isn't there? I mean, this looks silly, but it will benefit mansions and whatnot that I place around there. So it's not nothing. It's not like a good place, but it will accrue some value. Yeah, there's just not really cliffs on this island. It's so short as an island. I mean, obviously I can put it here, but I don't have any buildings over there. Why would I care? So far, this is like the most appealing option I've seen, and it's not thrilling, but I don't imagine any of this is going to be placeable. Wonder if there's going to be a boon that just allows you to ignore collision. Just place a building anywhere you want. Just live with the consequences. Maybe that'll be one of the updates. I think this was my likeliest chance, and it's not looking good, so it's maybe a mistake. Maybe I should have just taken the safe rerolls, but sometimes you have to dream big. And sometimes that fails, and you have to live with the consequences. Doesn't mean it wasn't the right thing to do. Alright. Once again, I'm going to very patiently wiggle this in. Come on. Come on, buddy. Yep. Silly. We take those, but it is silly. I can do better than 12. Come on. Come on. I mean, even take all these negatives and get a 15. I don't want to take field space yet, but... Nah. All the park's going to be better for my Hermitage. I was thinking about if I was going to hurt my Hermitage score by playing another lumberjack here, but I don't think so. I think that's the first play, and then 14 for the second one. I feel good about. One more boon coming at some point. Oh, does this have to be a short L to fit? Okay. So once I get that short L, I can finally place my jeweler, and I could just place it now and accept that that's like a potential 5-point loss. 107 is pretty good. Probably don't need to do it yet. It's just always better to wait on everything. Place every building as late as you possibly can. It's not quite true, but the sentiment is true. Not placeable. A lot of mediocre houses, like even up here, and this is going to be a big building. I think that's pretty well locked up. Okay. let's start here. Then I'm just curious. Yeah, it's not bad. I also already have 2 more of these suckers, so that's worth keeping track of. Man, that innermost city center is really hard to get at. 19's not bad, though. Alternately, I can place this here, and oh, I'm out of neighborlies, actually. I forgot I had 2 city centers. Okay, no neighborly options available. I guess we just take an 18 or 19. And not a lot around here that is tempting to me. I guess a 15 up here. That's definitely outside of the extended temple radius. This is still looking pretty good. 146 I saw, and it's not even a large building, so I also get to place some other stuff up here. In fact, it's probably better to do the 49 and then place a slightly less optimal. Oh, there's also a 42 down here, and a 48. We love the park economy. Okay, so once I do the fountain over there, I'll kill all those trees. Let's just take the jeweler. I think at this point, it's probably going to be like a 10-point swing max. And this also frees me up to place whatever I want house-wise. I'm so good at talking myself out of making plays. This is me really benefiting from the new field rules. So like at this point, they're 22-point fields. Maybe farm is good now? Maybe I misunderstood. I'm sorry, farm. I did not respect your game. Because that's still, I mean, 24. Like, big number. Plus I get this 58 at some point, and there's also going to be like a 40 or something over here. I have 2 wall platforms on the island that does not allow wall platform placements. If there was one in here, I would totally take it. Wonder if I just make more space over here. That seems bad. I don't know what I would do with it. I mean, this seems better than over there. And I guess if I'm going to start placing like that 18 or something, I should go ahead and do that. None of this is placeable. That has to be a different shape. That has to be a square. And I think houses do get a couple points off the wall platform. Yeah, 3. So let's take it. Can actually maybe just place both over here. It's the kind of building that it's really handy to have one in storage. Like if I end up needing one over here for some reason. But I guess I'll hold on to it. This does kill a tree, sadly. And final boon. Let's see what we got. Verdure and shrink building. I think it's clearly verdure. I wish I gotten verdure before bloom. Or actually, better answer, I wish I had held bloom. Something to keep in mind for the future. Because now I just can't place this here. So, keeping this in mind, where do I want more trees? I think one of them still is just out here. And try and find a 14 that places almost every tree, or preferably every tree. 16's good, though. Only missed 1 tree there, I think. It's pretty good. Oh, it does score off of the shaman. Interesting. So I can tank that one -5 if I want. There's also a shaman up in here. What else do these score off of? Probably just shamans, right? Yeah, mostly. I mean, these are gonna really help the parks over here, so guess we'll take that, and then, yeah, now I can continue parking in this direction. So remember, I have 7 more parks to place. Those are outside the radius of this guy, but is that avoidable? Maybe I am overthinking this and I just take a 15 right here that's then going to be worth like 10 points or so onto the mountain shrine. Yeah, let's try that. And my final trick, maybe another hut. Am I out of good huts? Does the temple care about huts? Nope. So, is there a... 22 is okay. Another plateau. That's interesting. So I think we already ascertained it will not be able to fit in here anyways, but... take out a ton of trees by placing it there, but... does have some value, I mean... This is probably just better, though. And if anything, or if nothing else, it makes a market spot. Maybe my markets are like here and here, and on that premise, I might need to reconsider my warehouse placements. I do one warehouse up here, and then one down here. Yeah, nothing over here is going to be worth it, but okay, we got some plans coming together. 3 hermitages at this point. Wow, okay, so this is only my like 5th or 6th island, I think, and it's already, I would say this feels much more like Islanders 1. Now, I am only getting 4 draws per go-round, but still, I am really enjoying this. This is a good game. Let's do it. Pondering what else I have to place. Because now that I'm in the declining building stage, I'm probably only going to get, 3 or 4 more mansions in the whole course of the run. And maybe I want to wait for 1 more to fit in that spot in the center of the screen right below the city center. But then I need to find some way to get all these dang points without doing that. Now at some point I do want to place a wall around here to boost my temple, but maybe I'm not quite there yet. And 23 is not bad, but I'm also not delighted by it. It's just kind of fine. '26 is definitely better, and I wonder if I could connect up to that with a second wall. I guess, let me be more thoughtful about this. My perpetual problem. I don't feel like huts around here are good. Yeah, but I do want to place like a house here or something, so. Alright, so we're holding off on a wall, we're holding off on monument. I could do the wall platform, the water plateau. No, I take it back. Let's just slam down the jeweler. Let's get this moving. And on a similar note, I don't think any of these wall plateaus much matter, so, or water plateaus, pardon. I mean, maybe as soon as I said it, I reconsidered, but maybe one like right here? No, because if I want to get, I'm thinking about a way to avoid these two overlapping, but that might not really be worth my concern. So let's just place that there as a potential even further along market location. Finally get my brewing, and I now have every building unlocked. So I'm going to save this until I'm placing either warehouses or my breweries, or my taverns, pardon, which might be soon. I mean, not a ton of stuff I'm still waiting for. There's also not great taverns around here. Because I centered everything around the temple and I don't want to mess them up with each other. Maybe it's mountain shrine time. A shaman would be beneficial too. I don't really care about the 3 points from the monument. I'd rather hold the monument. I don't want to kill any more trees. I guess the huts are 2 points each. So maybe I do huts first. So I still have some 24 and 25 pointers around here, unless that is eating up the good market space. Looks like no, though. Looks like I can still fit the market in there quite reasonably. 21 is maybe close enough, but 24 is better. And a lot of these spots are demonstrably worse. We'll take that, 24. And 27's over here? I should have looked around more. Dang. Oof. Yeah, that's on me. I could have been getting 27, 26s this whole time. There's a lot of them over here. So we'll take back the one that we just placed, but... a little bit more park action, I guess. Okay. Hut and house. I like that. Can't place it there, obviously. A lot of mediocre stuff around here, but not like unplaceably bad, just maybe a little uninspired. This shape is just so unfortunate. I still need one house to just cut up in there, and a square to go right there. I guess let's start with the hut. And then the house, and then the mountain shrine. Just time to get that down so I can start killing some trees. So 172 might be the ideal score up here. Okay. So I'm gonna start by just taking the 172 and then double check. Yeah, okay, that seems like No, sadly I think the space up here is valuable enough that I need to be particular. That shifted right as I placed it, didn't it? Oh, okay. And okay, yep, this is actually like perfectly located. I guess it shifted because it was jumping in the way that buildings auto-snap to grid, because I placed it close enough. Okay, one mansion can't fit there, is worth nothing there. Nowhere else around here is going to impact temple, so no rush. 4 walls already. Wow. 49 versus 45. That's going to benefit a lot of parks. It does kill a tree, but do I care about that tree? I have 3 hermitages. It's gonna be like 1, 2, 3 up here somehow. Yeah. Okay. And for all of their sakes, I probably need to keep parking for a little bit longer. So don't want to block my line park placements, because I can fill this area with line parks if I don't place an awkward fountain. So I'm gonna try and do like a 48, I guess, and hope that this jumps into place. It cost me a point to place the park first is the problem. Maybe I just go ahead and kill the good placement and take the 51. Take out a couple trees too. They're even the blooming trees, which is unfortunate, but sometimes you gotta break a few trees to make an omelet. I think I saw a 50 flash for just a second, but roughly a 49 up here. I guess we'll just take this and keep going. I'm not totally sure what the right play is here, so I'm just going to play on. Okay, glad that still fits. Ooh, second jeweler, okay. So this blocks a good market spot, but it is 60 points. Alternately, there are 30, 46, there's like a 75 up here. Okay, so that's just what I do. I just tank the minus 30. That seems fine. In light of that, I'm going to go back to parks. And that blocked my market. I didn't even think about that. Man, there is a lot going on this map right now. Well, what's done is done. And now I can at least fill this area in, so that's nice for my pace and quality of play. And 14-point house is probably good. Unless that's going to get tagged by every hermitage, but probably not. Doesn't look like it. And should have placed those in the opposite order. Be worth a point more. Now the taverns are going to go over here where all my houses are, obviously, which means that let's assume we're putting this here. So then can I just like do something kind of small scale like that? Because now it's good for multiple structures. Yeah, why not? Third market. I am getting marketed out. 3 more building draws. Okay. Let's start slamming some hermitages. Let's see how many points we can get out of these. $107, $138, and then up here I can find like a 65. That's pretty good. Don't need to do it yet. This turned out pretty well too. Nice. Obviously if I place it over here, I can cash these in. Don't love killing those trees though, so let's try and place around that somehow. 20? Wow. Okay. And then I can play something smaller than the Hermitage. I don't need that many points right now. I actually might be farm pilled now. That was a lot of points. I'm learning. Give me time. 13, and the second circus is going to be maybe a struggle. I mean, maybe it won't be a struggle because it just won't score. Like, don't even need to worry about it. And I think I want to do my taverns now, and then maybe the jeweler. The good thing is, because I've spent so long considering every little placement along this whole journey, I already kind of have like a mental roadmap of how to play out the rest of the island, so hopefully things will accelerate a little bit. I'm sure there are some among you who enjoy watching as many hours of Islanders as I want to record, but I'm also sure there are some who would prefer a little bit faster pace of play. So if my jeweler's going to go up here and just tank the -30, then do I want to go ahead and place this? I probably want to place it somewhere it will be detected, but it doesn't seem like the right place is up there on the high ground. 13, 15 that won't be detected. This doesn't get better than a 10, which is kind of funny because it's so bad. Still have never managed to find this house, that house shape to place there. Yeah, but the 11's not even close to getting tagged either. Okay, I don't think that mansion's going to get tagged, so I think we just place this for 90. Look around a little bit for a 95, but doesn't seem to be the case. So really trying to place it close enough that it'll jump, and I think I did it. Yeah, okay, cool. So there's lots of placeable space around it. Why is it glowing like that? Just from that one angle, it's reflecting the sun so brightly. It's kind of fun, I guess, because it has the silver metal of the island on top of it as well. 2 draws, only boons I have are level up and increase area. Level up's almost worth 170 points at this stage. I almost said at this point, which would be too cute. Come on, needs to be short to fit there. Good 19. It's interesting that the placements up here are so mediocre. And this doesn't feel like it'll be placeable, but I do want to do my due diligence. Okay. Lots of 15s and stuff. I'm actually... Oh, 23 is not bad. It does maybe cut into... actually, maybe not. I think this is fine. I was going to say it cuts into how far up I can place the market, but... 30,000 points, let's go! Good island. Good island. Okay, so... I'm going to place my warehouses now. I think this is the single best warehouse. I'm going to place it as far over and out as I can. Okay, so up here does tag it, or alternately I can play a little lower scoring down there, but leave a much better circus spot, which is going to be more points overall. So I think that's the play, is additional circus right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Maybe I'll miss out on a point or two from other houses, but, you know, literally I think it is a point or two, not a big payout. And then, I still have this one hermitage, and I'm still waiting on maybe a few more fields. So if I wanted to place a good mansion, is that 15 points? That's what that looks like. Up here's only 12. I mean, it... that is good. Like, I have to place the hermitage first, but that's a really good mansion. Okay, so in that case, let's go 70-point hermit. I actually don't have to place the hermitage first, because the valuable one is now over here. It has shifted. I think that's the most valuable one, at least, because I don't think this works. Shame. That would be really nice, but doesn't quite seem possible. Okay, so I will be taking that 70, but first let's do a silly 24. Get the exact same shape back to back. Park is pretty good. It can be worth 20 points. It can be worth 18, but also, I don't think the temple will tag that. Okay. 14 over here, it's not great. Take the 20. Should have turned this one sideways. Would have killed a tree, but that does happen. I should do my due diligence and check if there's a water plateau market or something that I want. 63 versus 65, but this one will be cross-detecting, so that's worse. Yeah, I think my 3 markets right now are 1, 2, 3. So the wall plateaus did end up helping, and I do have another. I have another wall platform. I don't think that's the play, but it is an option. There's also this over here. 80 is better than this one, I guess. I guess this is going to be a warehouse. I forgot. Okay. So 34 or 30 a lot further in, but I don't think it'll make a difference. 34. And maybe this mansion also has some cute spot among the parks. Yeah, I mean, just like a 17 or something is good. So I see a 75. This is brown, right? Yeah. If I get a green wall platform, it might have been better to place that further out, but not a ton better. And I can get... Placing this just for points, not for building area, I think over here is the best, and let's maybe get a 17 instead of an 18 in order to create a full buildable spot, just in case. 180 points. Never got a second seaweed farm. Literally has not happened. This feels ridiculous. Okay, all 3 warehouses are down, so let's go. A2, 94, and get a couple good placements around here. Okay, yeah, now that I'm down to 1 building, it's going to be a fairly quick resolution to this island, I think. 21 is good. Still hoping for more masons. Still got 4 walls to place. Still in it, still alive, but I can feel the end approaching. That's a cute placement. It's not like especially high scoring, but 16 might be my best bet. Or 18. 177. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna place that. I guess I could do a bunch of math about if it's better to do the market first. But the market doesn't give me sort of anywhere near what I need. I'm only getting 1 building, so what at most I'm gonna miss out on 1 park, 8 points. And even that seems a little unlikely. Speaking of, let's go ahead and take a 66. I guess we'll get our 1 building. A wall, that's good actually, because that'll benefit my temple. Okay, so I can tank everything and get like a 50 something. It's probably good as it gets. I mean, 57. That's just a great score. Maybe fields are good now. I think I've been converted. I think I'm field maxing. Okay. So we start with the 23 over here, and then confirm that the temple is still placeable. See that it isn't, which would have been a disaster. Yeah, actually getting a wall in here is gonna be a struggle maybe, so I might instead just have to fit one into the surrounding terrain somehow. So I'm sure there's some spots through here like this where I can fit some decent walls. I mean, I'm sure there's higher scoring than this, but I do want to boost my temple score as much as possible, because I think it will be good fun and also good score. That's probably not the way to do it. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a reasonable wall. I mean, it will definitely be detected, and it ends up right there, and the temple is still placeable, so. A lonely hops field. Okay, this is going to end up over here for 49. Unless I can do something really tricky with this that I have not previously seen any evidence of. Like, placing this here is not better. It's significantly worse. Can't build off of this little nub. I guess I could this direction, but that's not solving anything, so. I have 49 or... I guess if I'd been a little smarter about that water plateau, I could have gotten this. So that's a moderately large point loss. And actually, if I can... This isn't going to work. I mean, are there better options? Kind of seems like no. Just from what I'm seeing so far. Okay. We'll take the 49 and then do some more walls. Hope I can get just any legal placement around here. Yeah, that's a reasonable wall. My city is well armored against barbarians. Now I need to connect with an inn that's over here. Not like that. Nope, the positive way, please. Oh, that's brutal. I'm getting so many, like... Yeah, stuff like that is just hard to see. It's so close to being a good wall, but because of where the detection bubble is centering itself. There we go. I don't think that's going to be temple detected, though, so it would actually just be a placement for score, which I can probably do better. I don't even think that'll be detected, so not a lot of value there. I left this lane open forever ago. I don't think I commented on it, but I was aware that this little spot here was wide enough, maybe for a wall, but it doesn't seem like it wants to be placeable, which is valid. Okay, I think just purely for like 29 points is 29 points, and the temple will detect it, so just steadily building that temple score. There's probably a good wall through here that's detectable as well. I mean, I'm tempted to just place the 14 just to boost the temple, but I would love to get end-to-end connection. So maybe I start with this one and then come at it from this angle. Maybe that'll be easier to link to. Or maybe these end caps can accurately detect that they would be forming a gate over solid material. Alright, just the 29 it is. That would block the temple. It looks good though. Dang. Okay, well, let's try it. Let's hear it out. Hear it out. Signs point to no. I know I'm spoiling it a little bit, but... Oh, it's only like 300 something. Okay, so this is not as high scoring or as valuable as I thought. I guess maybe that mark or the park there was a mistake. I thought I sort of double checked it and it didn't seem problematic, but I'm getting 357 right now though, which isn't not bad. I think sort of a really good placement is probably going to be maybe 600 points. I don't know, we'll have to see. So I got temple for the rest of the run now, so I'm going to have to keep temple strategies in mind. We'll take a 23 that I also believe will be detected, if nothing else by the increased radius version. And let's just... $103 points. Wow. Okay. And then 71 might still be my best second tower. That does pretty frequently happen, I think, where you can just absorb the minus 30, because a good tower spot is a good tower spot. And third tower, I could get a 53, a 60 on that corner, 54, 63? 63 is the new peak. 45, yeah. I think 63 feels about right. All right. I wonder if my second temple is just going to be negative. I haven't really been considering it too much, which is definitely a downside of the temple. But I mean, I guess I can build out over this stuff and get some amount of score. Not bad. Not good, but not bad. Yeah, 20-point temple. Okay. It'll be good for the fish kite. Maybe. Fish kite might just be right here. And it does not like the temple, so I guess fish kite goes down before temple. Before I do any of that, do I want to go ahead and take a 201 point level up? I have been thinking about it, don't worry. I think I do. 125, that's amateur hour. Okay, I remember last time I was placing 27s over here. So that's my target to beat, and some 29s and whatnot up here in an unbuildable area in the middle, but 28? Yeah. I like 28. 16 or 12. It's probably a good spot for this mansion somewhere. I guess this would have gone here. That would have been 19, but don't feel too bothered to have missed out on that. Hmm. $16 on the high ground. It's kind of fun. I don't see any especially good spots jumping out at me, so got a 15, a 17, yeah. That's also going to boost my second temple when I place it. Speaking of, maybe that's how I determine where else to put walls. So I think I've filled the area around my main temple. And if that's the situation, if I filled the area here, then let's go ahead and place it. Let's get it. I don't need to hold this for my last building for any reason. Okay, looks like 367 looks like my peak. Could be better, but I do think that's a fairly high score. That's going to be like almost 1,000 points between island too, like 750. So not quite almost 1,000, but a lot. The lonely wheat field. So that does not count as touching. Because, like, I mean, I guess technically it isn't, but it kind of looks like it is, you know? All right, another building, please. Ah! Okay, well, if there's 33, I can do better than that. $35, or alternately a 9 that's also a plus 20. That is lower, so let's take the 35. I'm certainly not upset about 35. That is a good mason. Oh, I should have done the fish kite first. I forgot. That's 25 points lost. That's on me. That said, I do think 95 is as good as it's going to get. Yeah, that was just a sloppy play. No justification. Walls first, as always. $28, $31, okay. And then this one will definitely get temple detected, and it can be 37 points. Actually, they might both get detected. Heck yeah. Alright, that temple's gonna be worth something. They like shamans too. So it's probably better to just place the shaman in a tight little spot that touches a bunch of flowers. So 27, 41. Wow. I'm kind of just going to assume 41 is as good as it gets. That feels right. All right, and my final buildings on this island. Ta-da! Whew, that was a monster of an island. So, what strategies did we employ to succeed on this island? Well, firstly, we intentionally early on placed buildings in such a way to maximize our potential boon value. I got a neighborly that was very impactful in this run. It let me place these 4 city centers in relatively tight confines. I also, from the start, was planning out where my temple would go. I held on to houses and mansions for a long time so that I could get a additional shaman and plateau to help those score on the outskirts. I placed all of my industry buildings mostly in like one tight cluster, and I also planned out ahead of time where the fields were going to go, so those wouldn't be overlapping with the houses too much. I also, from the beginning, was planning out this big temple, and like maybe I made sacrifices for that cost me score elsewhere, but it is going to be worth a lot between islands. We got a lot of boons. I think we used them pretty well. The bloom was not super high value, but it did boost several buildings. It boosted some shamans, it boosted a bunch of parks, it boosted hermitages, it boosted the mountain shrine up on my terrace there. Mistakes that were made. Several times I forgot when I intended to place a building somewhere. I think that I got a little cavalier with using space on the plateau that my temple was going on. It's like maybe that line park that you can kind of see there was a mistake. I placed a few houses that overlapped with my jewelers. In particular, there's also a sawmill kind of in the middle of the screen right now, next to the wall, which blocked a bunch of stuff. My terrace would have gone in that space, I think, were it not for that sawmill. So, as always, some errors with long-term strategizing and memory, but overall, I think this island was pretty successful. I also did some fun stuff with the fortune teller, where I was being intentional about when I placed those. The only thing that would have made this island more computationally demanding for my brain was having a wisp. That would have been a real nightmare. But as it was, this took a lot of thinking and just about 2 hours of play. And ultimately, I think it paid off. I think this was my best scoring island yet on this run. Let's see what kind of points I get between islands. Hey, beat Island 10. Cool city center, cool fountain, cool circus. Love to see it. Alright, so from 32 to 48. Not bad. Not bad at all. That was a good island. And coming up next, I have earn points with the ley line for extra sealed boons. Ooh, I wonder if I should just build the war chest or if I want to, because I also want the aviary. Like, I like the verger strategy. On a tundra it might not be as strong, but I think I want to keep building the war chest, or maybe I use my war chest to earn more points out of this war chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I place a bunch of terraces right up on the sealed boons and really stock that area, or not the sealed boons, on the ley line, pardon, and really stock that area with buildings. That would be good to think about. It seems kind of fun, though, to go into one of the later islands with just like 15 or 20 sealed boons and just use them all. That might... I need to think about this more, because that might ultimately be lower scoring, because you can't extend an island very much. You just have to get higher score from the buildings you are placing. So maybe it's actually better to kind of dollop them out in little doses. I'll think about it some. Either way, I like this color scheme as well, and I've been curious about getting the aviary. So the next video will be me playing this island. All right, fine. I'll give you a little teaser since you ask so nice. Generated and ooh, okay. Yeah, I can work with this. Lots of greenery over here. not as much space around the rocks as I would like. I think we're going to bust open all of our boons. This is also cool, and I'm also not going to accept a score of less than 125 for the aviary. We're going to immediately get full value out of it. That's my go-to. That's my goal, at least. So this has been Islanders New Shores. Had a great time on that previous island and looking forward to playing this one. Already we can see that we are starting to slow down a little bit, but still climbing the leaderboard. I'm up to 11th, and I have almost 50,000, which is about a sixth of what I need to get. And I'm a quarter of the way through the game, but keep in mind later islands are worth more. So we will see what we can achieve next time on Islanders. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day.